Okay, we had this one still open. Maybe it's a short one. I don't know. I am unsure if there is more side quests as well. So I'd say let's just say artsy youth. So history tends to reflect the collective views of the past, and that's what worries me about the future. Regardless of the era, humans just can't seem to break free from the same mistakes. But hey, don't stress too much. As long as they are crisis heirs aiming to overthrow and become titans, and they are still ordinary people like me pretending to be devout, Akima's vibe won't be too suffocating. Especially if they claim to worship Thanatos. About the golden scapegoat. Do I know something about a golden scapegoat? This is different from our usual banter. Let's go somewhere quieter to talk about this. But I guess you're the partner I've been waiting for. This is great news. Excellent news. Villiers takes it to a relatively quieter corner, okay? Chat, nobody's supposed to hear this, so shh. Shh. Don't tell anyone. We can talk here. I feel like I'm being robbed. Is this necessary? Not really, but it's important enough to warrant a sense of seriousness. Anyway, since you asked me about the golden scapegoat, a name that came up with secretly, that means you cleared the 4 basic stages as well, right? We cleared the 4 basic stages. Which one of the things that I cleared are we talking about? Yes, I told them too. I was fortunate enough to pass the ones that weren't so dangerous. That's why I got this. The translations of the ancient Titan language that we can hear when the challenge starts, or when the world is illuminated. Oh? Oh? Bundle dry fennel branches tightly, then let it fully soak in olive oil. That is how a hardy torch is made. Growth, decay, and sprouting once more. They were once unrelated to the civilized world, yet given a name by the unreasonable, and the burned to ashes again. Like that stele I made wild brush commemorating divinity, there must always be a lamp framed for sin in this world. The traveler thought as such. Fire and light are the embodiment of that sin. A feeble flame, its light is akin to a young girl's long hair, shimmering of silken splendor, yet destined to be devoured by the endless darkness. People always say that light and dark are opposite elements, as if they were twin sisters. It's Kingdom Hearts all over again! It's Kingdom Hearts all over again! I'm never gonna be free! But the natures can't be more different. Darkness is infinite time and space, clumsy and dull. Light is ephemeral alive, fleeting in its brilliance. Nameless dark clouds forever linger at the corners of the ranch. The smart lamb will persuade itself. I know nothing of the butcher's knife, after all. You heard Kingdom Hearts? Yes. Yes. I de-summoned you. My hearty Kingdom Hearts. Styles cross the Great Sea, the storm stirring crashing waves against the coast. Broken ivory rocks are strewn over the black reef, like lichen grown out of salt. Those are vestiges of dismembered hearts. The traveler rides the waves with their lamp in tow. Those waves are more alabaster and more fledgling than wool, and also even closer to voiceless eternity. Isn't? So is light and dark the sinner? Because we need someone to sit that takes the sin, so it's look, my day was too long for me to actively 100% understand what's going on here. One can imagine a bird's warble by picking up feather. Therefore, a feather is a singing bird. What? Excuse me? What? One can imagine a dolium's figure by picking up a ceramic shard. Therefore, a ceramic shard is a dolium, and can similarly be filled with nectar. I don't think you can try, but I think that nectar is going to be all over the place. One can imagine a traveler's home by seeing them. Therefore, a traveler is their home, where one can touch the rainbows, speaking at the ranch. Gods wish to see the world, thus came darkness. But the darkness was light. I can't see my fucking mouse. Why can't you see my mouse? Excuse me? There. What? Sure. Well, feels like there's something enigmatic behind, right? For example, the dragon slayer inevitably becomes the evil dragon, and the torchbearer inevitably becomes ashes. Couldn't be sure about these misty poems. It's a little... How should I put it? A little crazy. Right, it gives off an energy that's a little gloomy and deep, but extremely poetic. I don't know if it's deep. I wouldn't say that, maybe. Anyway, the all precious information extracted and translated from the treasures bestowed upon us by the golden scapegoat, and I firmly believe that they are of unusual significance. Just look at the first stanza. Fire and light are the incarnation of that sin. Is this referring to the great crisis heirs? Maybe their plan to save the world will somehow cause irreversible damage to the world. Oh yeah, the world will be reborn. I did saw a few theories. Can you call them theories? I'm not sure. I saw a few theories about certain characters and certain parts of the prophecy. And yeah, I do think these people do believe the prophecy a tiny bit too blindly, but who am I to judge? We must bear it no matter what. Are they hurting because of it, but are unable to explain anything to us mortals? Also in the second stanza, after all, I know nothing of the butchering blade. The source of the information seems to believe that an unseen power from a mysterious domain is threatening the world. But what could it be? A fucking eon. There are 3 eons and we only know about 2. A freaking eon is what is threatening this place. Hi Maniac! Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? On the last one of the 4th stanza, the god wishes to see the world, and so darkness came into being. The scholar was unable to precisely interpret the meaning of the Titan word here, and it contains 2 opposing interpretations. What does that mean? Could it be that in the ancient Titan language, light and darkness, oh, and also time, are represented by the same word? The scholar and I couldn't come up with any explanations that withstood scrutiny. Maybe the only way for us to answer it is to record more such whispers from the different challenges, but I might also bring about more questions. I'm busy, please just get to the point. Give me a TLDR! No, what a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy. You're trying to conquer the golden scapegoat too, right? I'm not even sure anymore which one that was. Which one of the challenges I did was that? Can't possibly think that there are no surprising secrets within. Well, why don't I add to your secret discussion group on the Teleslate? Once you overcome more of the golden scapegoats, the scholar will be able to send her newest translations to the group. It's much safer compared to the meeting up in person frequently. Why can't we be more open about it? A secret investigation with a single point of contact. Yes, you get her! It's more exciting if the researcher feels like a forbidden right. Anyway, people might start suspecting us if we stay here any longer. Let's talk on the Teleslate next time. I'll mention this conversation when I see you in Cape Holly Plaza. Avilius quickly disappears. And we got a new message. As to the matter of the golden scapegoat, let's discuss it here. The group owner is a scholar senior. I have great respect for she. Enough of the flattery. Let's wait until we've accumulated some new discoveries before discussing further. Based on the pace before, I will probably be promising once you've collected 4 more goat hats. Oh, is that the one with the steps I have to take? I might be that. Alright, posting here some hack cannons Avilius came up with. It's actually quite entertaining. In a distant era, Creatura, at the dawn of creation, the world was brand new. Back then, many things had no names, and people relied solely on pointing. Sheep were not necessarily sheep, and humans were not necessarily human. At that time, there may not have even been fire. People ate raw flesh, and in their brutality, might even have resorted to cannibalism. Later, a hero or a heroine stole the core flame from the Titans, who had no such intentions to give fire. Thus, those who feared fire became sheep, and those who did not become human. But this hero remembered that in the past, there was no difference between humans and sheep. So they wore a sheep mask over after, as a punishment for creating a divide between sheep herd and sheep. Hi Arctic, welcome! Oh, the second 5-star today already, damn! Today was a lucky day! In nightmares deep in the night, he or she has become darkness itself, endlessly pursuing and hunting themselves. The brand is profound, don't you think? So the humans? Sorry. So the humans were sheep and humans? Interesting, okay. Got more messages. You should have 8 goat heads by now. I've just completed 3 new sections of analysis on my own, so I'm slower than you, but I'll catch up soon. Actually, the recent goat heads contain more than one segment that can be deciphered. Anyway, here you go. Attach. Can I see the attachment? Here's another of Avilio's hat cannons. How do I see the attachment? When the black tide first appeared in the world, people were deeply terrified. They had been shepherds for so long that they had forgotten they, too, could be hunted and slaughtered like sheep. At the end of the era Crisea, humanity faced an unprecedented, all-encompassing defeat. The old heroes had died, while new heroes had yet to be born. Everything was in disarray, and all hope seemed lost. The once thriving civilization now cast a vast shadow, and those of ambition could only chew on an ashen, bitter fate of decaying cavity-ridden teeth. The R text message, I got another one. I got 12 goats hard. It's still 3 sections, as you can see. It is from... Yeah, how do I open it? I'm apparently a boomer. How do I open the attachment? Neither humans nor titans can exist independently of the world itself. The past influences itself upon the future, acting as both the foundation and the constraint of all things. As these constraints multiply, humans grow further and further from the titans they were once close to, eventually forgetting the past, unaware that both sides could be subject to a higher destiny. If we interpret it this way, then the roles of shepherd and sheep could apply to any of us. They could even be one and the same. This is hinted in the opening passage. Okay, another one. Another one! Like I said before, this is to make up for the missed progress. I feel like the more we discover, the less we know. There are 8 sections this time. I'll send you 2 in documents. So what you just completed should be final challenge that we know of. Oh, so I did all of the challenges. Good. I will also pass you the information extracted from it later. Alright, he's been learning how to assist me lately. If I unmute him, he'll spam the shut up again. You know what? Since it's the last one, it should be fine if you look for Vilius yourself. He's much quieter in person. Personally, after we're done, it's best not to engage him in playing conspiracy games, even if his research is valuable. No attach from me? No. They forgot to attach the file. Okay. Where is he? Wrong button. Sorry, babe. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Let me do tippy tappy tip steps. I by the way think I know where the attachments are. You can read them in a hot second after I finish the side quest. I could have teleported, couldn't I? Well, now it's too late. Now it's too late. You here? Oh god, where am I going? Here he is. There's a fucking teleporter next to him. Well, it do be like that sometimes. They say history tends to reflect the collective views of the past, and that's what worries me about the future. Regardless of the era, humans just can't seem to break free from the same mistakes. But hey, don't stress too much. As long as there are crisis heirs aiming to overthrow and become titans, and there are still ordinary people like me pretending to be devout, Akimo's vibe won't be too suffocating. Especially if they claim to work. Yeah, that's just saying the same thing. Yeah, I read the message from the teleslides. To be honest, I don't agree with the scholar on whether we can discover unknown secrets of the past from these challenges. Well, what do you think? What do you say? Should we go somewhere quiet, like last time, so I can tell you what I think? Fine. We're going to a quieter place. Thank you so much for being willing to listen to me. I have a bold hypothesis that, if proven true, it can explain just about every unsolved mystery in this world. Well, we are all titans who have forgotten our identity as a titan. That's right, humanity and the titans had much closer relationships in the past, with a point where we were one and the same. I mean, you all hail from Kephale. At this point, I'm unsure how to pronounce their names. But like, you all hail from him, so... That's a huge leap. Logic. Humans are a species defined by itself. Logic. Humans are a species defined by themselves. Kind of? But let me explain so you don't misunderstand me. Why are the translations from the scholars so fuzzy? Why is this language supposed to having been used by the Titans so vague that light and strife and time and evil are expressed by the same word? The answer lies in my hypothesis. It's because we have forgotten that humans are Titans too. We forgot that the language must be understood by the soul instead of ears and eyes. In other words, we must read the legacy of the golden scapegoat before our soul to truly understand its significance. And that is... He brings out a chair? How much are you gonna tell me? I decided to connect my scalp directly to... What? What? With a hat made from the copper strands, I will then take a nap here to see if I can communicate with the truth behind this world in my dream. You really are getting to the bottom of this. How will I know if I don't try? If evocultism... The fuck is evocultism? Child, what? Let me... I have to Google this. Evocultism. Oh, it's not an actual English word. It's part of this world. He is an evocultistic messenger. The fuck is that word still? But okay, whatever. Human still possesses all the Titan senses, but we are unaware of them because these senses have died down. And naturally, the sensory experience that we aren't aware or in control of is dreaming. Maybe the golden scapegoat is a dream of a slumbering Titan. It's a conjecture that we can't just rule out. Perhaps dreaming is how Titans think. And don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to participate in the actual experience. Just be my witness and make sure no one accidentally interrupts my experience by waking me up. I'm gonna shrug nonchalantly. Evilius puts on a special hat made from the thin copper strands and lay down before quickly falling asleep. Seeing how little effort it takes him to fall asleep, you can help but wonder if this is the effect of his usual praises for Thanatos. A hint of jealousy begins spreading within you. You're so busy that you sometimes don't even have time to eat or sleep. So why are you wasting your time here? You send a message to Scholar Light Hunter to come and look after this idiot, before swiftly making an exit. Several hours later. You know what I think is funny? I don't know if this is also something you guys say in English, but in German, if you are someone who is believing in conspiracies, like really dumb conspiracies, like pigeons being machines from the government to look over you guys, like that type of conspiracy, you have a tinfoil hat on in German. So him having something on his head made out of like foil is kind of funny and showing me that whatever the fuck he's saying is probably just not reliable at all. Listen to this. This experiment really worked. I dreamed I was trapped in a prison, completely sealed off with no light at all. I could only feel the rough shape of the cell. I searched everywhere for a source of light and finally struck pieces of metal together to create a spark. But to my surprise, the whole room went up in flames with a loud whoosh, and it started me awake. Just drop it. That which one thinks about during the day is what one dream about night. Nothing more. I respectfully disagree, dear teach. Who's to say our adventures are not the dreams of a certain Titan? However, out of two hypotheses, humans evolved from Titans and humans are dreamed up by Titans. Which is more likely? This calls for a new experiment to be designed. Quit it with the conspiracy theory. Like I said, it seems no one could know what exactly happened in history long past. Dreams are too subjective or not evidence. If you want to design a new experiment, then its method of proof needs to be more objective. However, don't go ahead of yourself. This world might be seeing new changes soon. When that time comes, the text that we aren't able to decipher might reveal its true meaning. Okay. Where do I... A bookshelf, I think, isn't it? Is it one of these? Foundation. Has to be one of these. There. Read. Okay. We had that one. Okay, next one. The dead live on, his bones burning, the black tide declaring war on the wide rooftop. His home is like a decaying fig, its intact skin hiding festering pustules beneath. The visage lost, the blood lost, the soul lost. All becomes a haze of chaos because of the regression of light. What is finally lost is the name. All has ground to a halt, and all has to stop. The culprit must die, even if the sin was yet to be committed. Irredeemable, okay. The hometown's bow drifts on the water surface. The swailing wood is blistering with green foam. One who has never ventured far, leaving a place marked as his grave from birth, wandering across the sickly world. His words... A 3-star. Hi, Roy. Hi. How you doing? His words verge on madness. His howls like a wind-weathered statue. Mute and unspoken. People are the foam of the land. Deeper blood. The ebony torrents leaving nameless water on the rocks. Absolute water of reality, the water of death, just bearing no name. Oh, is this about the soul sticks thing? Those who don't drink this water will die of thirst in it. Those who do will lose their own names. In this water that does not reflect one's face, all the world's faces are yeah, that part here definitely is about the river Styx. The face says humans will rediscover their truer names. Yeah. This is when you die. Okay. Is it 12? No, it's more than 12. Hate and the void devoured the sinner. He was buried in the four corners of the world. Gigantic rock mountains lost their weight and became dark clouds in the sky. The world is already upside down. Future is past. Letters become curses. Bricks that absorb water reborn into soft earth. The bird knows not what it sings. It's only understanding on its own throat. In the silence world of creation, all life is revived. Is this supposed to be the end of the prophecy? Before it matured, the lamp could talk to the lead. Not music, not letters. Like iron and charcoal were used to perform the seance. The branding iron glowed red hot in the furnace, its fuel being the past of the dead. On the lamp's flawless skin, it wanted to leave a mark that denoted the shepherd's property. The scar was its shadow, cast upon time. From then on, the lamp could no longer commune with the dead. So, is this like supposed to mean when people are reborn? Or like born in general? Cutting open the mirth tree's bark, peoples harvest its valuable spices to embalm the bodies of the deceased. Monoliths melted, sulfur rising. The earth has also been roasted into asphalt. Those who wish to destroy all harvest heavenly fire from graves. The tone of 3 rages with fire, its wooden shards shattered into stars. Life is resurrected, perishes, and returns once again in this primordial blaze. The sky is a slab of lapis lazuli. Before it was solidified, the lantern hurled it high into the air. Is this about Circes? 3 Circes? Two gods brush past each other by the shoulder along the bridge. He imagines such a scene. One is the blinding light that rises from infinite void, and the other is a blackened blood coursing along parched earth. One dons a flaming crown while prostrating, and the other weeping tears of sulfur amidst hymns. This happened 1,000 years ago, the elder he imagines says to the children. Words became flesh. The sinner swallows the faint light behind bars, the prison so dark he can't see past his own hand. He doesn't remember who locked him up here. A trail of black ants crawl past his black garb in darkness. The lamp's skull murmurs to itself. If he had fangs and claws, he wouldn't be locked in here now. Enough, he musters in a moldered voice from the depths of his corroded throat. The sky is but an abyss darker than a prison. You and I are nothing more than slaves to a distant dream. The sinner was once guardian to an epitaph. The world was still young then, and the final words of the deceased had also just opened their eyes. The night uses its tide to cover us, a reciprocal light being its rhythm. Sunlight wavers between movement and stoppage. The transparent flash was also once someone's life. A dream is everything that the dream forgot. People are shadows of people's words. Okay. I'm thinking. I'm trying to make sense of this. I can't really. The sinner and the lamb are like two shattered pieces of paper, torn apart by dreams of day, bound together in blood by dark of night. Destroyed before it all begins, living in shame after it all ends. Letters have long been etched into eternity. That fate was, is, and will be written by the sinner's own sword, dipped in blood ink. The one who carries out the sacrifice is also part of the sacrificial offering. They all no longer have faces. They all no longer have names. The hour hand greased the minute hands 13 return, just as it did the first time. The sinner cannot tell beginning and end apart. Yesterday, I was going to tend to the flock in the sky. 13th. It's only 12 gods, though. Titans. Are we missing one? Is the 13th the sinner that everyone forgot? Is this what this one is trying to tell me? Yesterday I was going to tend to the flock in the sky, blanketed by white clouds, where my lambs would only be revealed when gales billowed. Tomorrow I will edge fire to the slate, tempered shattered shackles of it, and forge crowns of triumph of your heroes. And today I will never lose my own core flame. The dead have not passed, just as the living are yet to be born. The waterfall... Is this about Thanatos? The waterfall bleeds the mountains, like a lamb's throat being slit. This world's evils rest on all the sin the traveler will commit. Have committed. Thus it will begin with the original sin. We brought a light to the world. We brought destruction to the world. I remember that the first 3 titans coming to this world were the ones who brought like light on sky and earth. And the last 3 were like the titans of strife, trickery, and death. So is that referring to those? He's alone, yet murmuring to no one. The sinner's face is blurred, the traveler's figure overlaps. The sky will be shadow after the lion's death. The sky once was the shadow. It does sound like there is a 13th titan who had to take the blame for things and thus got cast into forgetness. That is not a word. But you know what I want to say with that. He once brought light to the world, but now dwells in a paradise no wider than a foot. An obsidian urn containing ashen remains. He is the living dead, as well as a dead mortal. He speaks to the sky in the language of stones, and to the land in the language of fire. He speaks to the people in the language of blood, and then they slew him. And then he slew them. That one makes me think there is a 13th forgotten titan. Haven't heard about that theory yet. Think that I can still think. The sinner was also surprised by himself. The world's evils have to... Okay, I'm reaching a lot. I did read a theory here. That Finon is Kefali to a certain degree.
I love you lots and lots and lots.
This is a theory part here now, okay? That's just something that I actively heard. I didn't dive into that theory yet, so I just like grazed it a tiny bit. I did hear about a theory that Kepali... I don't know exactly what was the exact verbatim of the theory, but it was something about Kepali wanted to avenge himself, thus made the prophecy about needing to get the core flames of the other titans, thus slaying those titans because of something. I'm not sure why. Look, I grazed over that theory. I didn't really put much of thought into that one. But thus, they also said because we don't know Finan's real name. He is called the Nameless. And in the book, we got an information that Finon is not his real name. And people theorize that he is Kepali reborn. And thus also the person who is gonna take Kephalis, whatever you want to call them, core flame. So I also think maybe it's not reached too far, that maybe Phynon is this 13th sinner. Because we know he lost everything that was dear to him, that's all we know. So maybe he is this Titan, this sinner Titan? Could be. Phynon will bear Kephalis' core flame, yes. But the theory is that he is Kephale. That is the theory. Just like Nicodor had like himself be split into 5, and Gneos was his name? Was Nicodor's reason? So is the theory that Kephale is also like, Phynon is part of a divinity from Kephale. Like Gneos was from Nicodor. That's the theory. But I could also see how Phynon might be this 13th sinner Titan who took all the blame onto himself. Yeah. Now reading this, I could say that as a maybe theory. To think that I can still think. The sinner was also surprised by himself. The world's evils have taught him all languages, but he also lost his own language. And if you remember, sorry to interrupting this again, if you remember when we were in the Yanosopoulos trial thingy with Orynyx, they said we have to put something onto the slate that weighs more than the world, and Phynon wanted to say something there. He wanted to offer something that is, even though he is technically a crisis heir, he wanted to offer something that's more important than the world's fate for him. So you know, and Casters was like, Gullipop, don't do that. So I'm still thinking about that, what he could have probably offered that is like more important. Humans are an anomaly, if only they possess the light, and only they are deemed worthy of being slain. Light is indeed the great evil that he brought out onto this world. As punishment, his reason, spark, or whatever this is called, has long been stripped away like a peeled onion, dismembered piece by piece. It's just think that I can still think. The thing is, we're also still missing the 3rd Eon. We know Remembrance is part of this world, and we know that Eon names are terrible. The Black Swan Eon and the new Trailblazer Eon. Those both are part of this world already, but they said there are like 3 Eons who are meddling around in Amphorias. So, because this guy seems like, or they make it sound like, this person created everything. Not each Titan, each thing. Like, as we knew, like, Aquila was like the sky, and then Circes was the reason, and yada yada yada, Gio was something. I'm getting better at remembering the names. They did like the earth, and yada yada yada. So, it could also be... Maybe the 13th Titan was just one Titan, and then it got like split into 12? But if that's the case, wait. What if the reason that we have to collect all 12 core flames is to make them one again? So that they're just like one singular thing? Maybe that's also the reason why light, strife, time, and darkness and everything is like one word, because it was technically just one Titan? Or like one god, and then it got like split into pieces, like in Kingdom Hearts. The moment I was like, before I finished that sentence, I realized where I'm going with that sentence, and I was like, this is Kingdom Hearts all over again, isn't it? Do you think destruction? I don't think it's destruction. What is Enigmata doing usually? But yeah, that could also be a thing. The avalanche once came. He is diligently dining, drifting along the frozen waterfall, pursuing the prey carved into his soul. He travels against the light, for he remembers that he hasn't placed the firelight that brightens the world on its zenith. He recites his desires with blood, for the air on that zenith is so thin it suffocates. Only the language of blood can leave traces and thoughts. I am the shepherd. The golden fleece in the dream slumbers in the Sandrian seabed. Too many people die too late, yet some die too soon. The lamb says that death is a major affair as worthy of importance as the most grandiose festival. Festivals won't just happen once, but death cannot be rewound. But you have already stepped on the altar countless times. I am the assistant priest after all, so I know it well. That wasn't me. Seriously, it wasn't. Don't pretend to be so relaxed. You're right. Sorry. Deliver the fire. We killed ourselves every time. Deliver the light, sinners. Yeah, there's like a lot of theories going in on any of those things. I'll be so for real. And there are other people who are much, much smarter, who can put together well-worded theories. Not me. I'm just spewing whatever is coming to my mind. Oh, by the way, look at that. Look at that. It's kind of funny. Let me get rid of the tail.